This episode of Track Action is proudly brought to you by Aston Air Conditioning in association with Mitsubishi Electric, Marinelli Mechanical and Performance, and MR Automotive.
A little more front or rear? So I'll just check it out and see what we got.
Hi, I'm Mark Walker and welcome to Track Action. We're here at Morgan Park Raceway today with the big bangers, the sports sedans. They'll be tearing up the track for their 2 championship races.
Before we hit the track, let's head down to the pits and talk to some of the drivers.
We're here in the pits with Lauren Bradford. Lauren, you've had a few years out. You used to race Geminis, now in the sports sedans.
Yeah, it's awesome speed differential. They are exceptionally cool to race. I just love it.
Now you've had a few problems down qualifying.
Yeah, we did some good times, but yeah, definitely happy with the times, although we've just had a bit of a either diff or axle issue. So don't know if we're going to be running, but we'll try and get here back tomorrow if we don't get here today.
Oh, good luck.
Thank you.
We're here with Robert Coutts, and Robert, you're getting a grip of this car very quickly.
Yeah, I've come to grips with it quite good. It's total different to everything else I've driven. We've recently driven HQs and GTP, but just hoping I can get up in front of them big V8s before the first corner, and we should be able to pull it up the hill all right.
We're here with Tony Coutts, driver of the Gemini Sports Sedan. Good qualifying, Tony, in 5th.
Yeah, not too bad. New car, still trying to develop it. Old tyres, but yeah, we'll get a handle on it.
And the little sports sedans, they don't go too bad around Morgan Park.
Actually, Morgan Park suits us because of they haven't got the long straights of like Willowbank and all that sort of stuff. That's where it hurts the 2-litre cars.
And obviously, give these faster cars a bit of a shake.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's actually good fun to give them a bit of a shake and scare them a bit, but you know, you can't beat the outright pace, the torque of the bigger cars.
Oh, enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
After the first round of the state championship, Colin Smith is leading the way on 16 points from Bob McLaughlin on 13, Jeff Gillespie is next on 11, then it's Robert Coutts 10, Jeff Barnes, Tony Cox, Damien Meneguzzo and Luke Marinelli rounding out the top 8. Now for the grid for championship race number 1, and on the pole position it is Colin Smith and his Rover Chev. Alongside him in the front row is Bob McLaughlin's Commodore, row 2 Robert Coutts' Mazda RX-7 and Damien Meneguzzo's BMW. Row 3 is Tony Cox's Gemini and Lauren Bradford's Mazda 323. Row 4 is Rod Lynch's Escort and Luke Marinelli's Anglia. Off the final row it is Damien Croston's Gemini and Jeff Gillespie's BMW. Green flag at the back means it's nearly time for championship race number 1 for the sports sedans here at Morgan Park Raceway. Red lights on and they're racing. Who gets the run of the race here? Looks like it's Bob McLaughlin off grid position number 2. He storms ahead of Colin Smith there as they run on into turn number 1. Damien Meneguzzo up the inside of Robert Coutts there. Good run there as Luke Marinelli tucks in behind Jeff Gillespie for the run up the hill under the bridge on the first lap here. Bob McLaughlin straighting them at the front. A good lead there over the field as he heads down towards Gumtree Corner for the first lap. Who's second? It is Colin Smith. Then we go back to Meneguzzo and Coutts side by side and Tony Cox and Jeff Gillespie side by side as well. There's McLaughlin all the way from New Zealand here this weekend to race at Morgan Park Raceway, showing the way in the number 51 Commodore, and he smokes them up out of turn number 2. 2 big black lines down there as he puts the power down. Under there, Colin Smith using all of the track. Then it's Robert Coutts. Go back here to Rod Lynch and Damien Croston. The first race with a brand new Gemini, and he is using up all the racetrack here as he tries to hunt down Rod Lynch as they go down towards Gumtree Corner here. Good car speed here by Damien Croston in the first race meeting for that car. There's Colin Smith showing Robert Coutts the way as they go through turns number 1 and 2. Robert Coutts, a newcomer to the sports sedan field this year, and he's doing a great job out there. As they go under the bridge, where's Bob McLaughlin? Well, he's not out in front, so something's happened there. There he is exiting the pits. Obviously a drive-through penalty. That's probably for a jump start. Well, there you go. The officials cracking down on McLaughlin there as he's been sent to the pits. Whoa, that's Damien Croston way wide and spinning up the racetrack. Damien Croston. What on earth happened there? He's gotten wide out of turn number 2 and he lost the back of the brand new Gemini, but he keeps going. Hairy moment there for Damien Croston. So we look now at Damien Meneguzzo showing Tony Coutts the way. The leading under 2 litre competitor here through turn number 2. The Little Grove BMW puts its power down well and truly there. Here comes McLaughlin, the big bad Commodore, hunting down these under 2 litre cars as they go under the bridge. McLaughlin really trying hard there, really wide on the racetrack there, onto the ripple strip. As we look back here to the rotary powered Marinelli Mechanical and Performance Anglia there, showing the under 2 litre Escort of Rod Lynch, the Tyre Tech machine the way. There's Colin Smith in the MR Automotive entry, tipping it in through turns 1 and 2. A former state championship winner. They've drastically re-engineered that car in recent times, and he's out there showing them how it's done here at Morgan Park Raceway, leading the way from Robert Coutts. Big gap back then too. Is that the car of Bob McLaughlin? Yes it is. He's really stormed through the field after that drive-through penalty. Look at McLaughlin really on it this time round, just kissing that exit ripple strip. That's all you want to do under there. That's the car of Meneguzzo. He's coming under a bit of pressure now from Tony Coutts as they head on down towards Gumtree Corner. There's Colin Smith. He takes the checkered flag. A great race win for the MR Automotive Rover. Second place will go to Robert Coutts. As we wait for third place to come around the final corner, it will be Bob McLaughlin. So a good drive, rebounding after that penalty for Bob McLaughlin. Top racing here by the sports sedans as Damien Meneguzzo holds out Tony Coutts for 4.
We're here now with Colin Smith, winner of the first championship race. Good drive, Col.
Yeah, the car was going well yesterday, and unfortunately Bob McLaughlin got a black flag, so it made it a bit easy for me.
Certainly be a fairly tight race too if Bob's up the front, and Robert Coutts is also going very well this weekend.
Yeah, Robert's got his Mazda going well this weekend, and if Jeff Gillespie goes well, he'll probably come through from the rear as well.
Coming up after the break, we talk to more of the drivers and have all of the action from championship race number 2. You're watching Track Action.
We're here with Luke Marinelli from the Marinelli Mechanical and Performance Anglia Sports Sedan, and it looks like great fun out there.
Yeah, it is. We're having a ball. The weather's perfect for us today. It's ideal temperature for rotary and turbocharged engines. We're having a great day. It's going to be a great weekend out here.
Now you're saying it's an Anglia with a rotary. Not many Anglias came out with rotaries.
No, none of them did. They all come out with the 1600 pushrod engine. This one's got a Bridgeport rotary, Mazda gearbox and a Hilux rear end in it. Yeah.
And you got in a lot of laps in qualifying. Good old consistent, reliable car.
Yeah, it's the first time I've driven it since the first round of QR, really. I have taken it to street meets and you're only getting 39, 40-second runs there. I just wanted to get out there and make sure everything was still okay and run it in, put a cycle on the tyres and see how it held up, and it held up very well.
Oh, good luck this weekend.
Yeah, we should have a good weekend. Thanks, Mark.
We're here now with Damien Meneguzzo, and Damien, the Grove Fruit Juice BMW looks like a lot of fun around Morgan Park.
Yeah, Mark, it is. It's lots of fun. It's a lot more fun than here, like around Morgan Park than Queensland Raceway. Like the car goes really well around here. It's more suited to this sort of track, whereas at Queensland Raceway the V8 sort of tend to get away from you down the straights, whereas at Morgan Park, we can stay that little bit closer to them.
And obviously horsepower isn't the be-all and end-all here at Morgan Park. A small car that handles well can win.
Yeah, no, like as long as we don't have any horsepower to pull us out of the turn, so we rely on our corner speed a lot and the momentum to get us down the straight. Whereas, like I said, if the V8s hold us up down through the corners, we've got no speed down the straight. So hopefully we can get it off the turns. New tyres are good around here as well because our corner speed's a lot higher. So.
And obviously the name of the game this year is to win the state championship.
The name of the game is to stay consistent, thirds, fourths, no DNFs, and be consistent, and in the end hopefully come out on top.
Good luck.
Thank you.
There certainly are some fantastic cars in sports sedans. With very few rules, almost anything goes. Now for the starting grid for championship race number 2, the finishing order of race number 1. Colin Smith and Robert Coutts are on the front row. Row 2, it's Bob McLaughlin and Damien Meneguzzo. Row 3, it's Tony Cox and Luke Marinelli. Row 4, it's Rod Lynch and Damien Croston. And Row 5 is Jeff Gillespie and Lauren Bradford. We're here in commentary with Trevor Petts, and Trevor, Sports Sedan Championship Race 2 just about to start.
Yeah, 10 laps to journey with this one. Colin Smith and Robert Coutts on the front row. Bob McLaughlin sitting back there with young Damien Meneguzzo. Green and Coutts has a double. Oh, look out! Lauren Bradford's tried to squeeze up the middle there between two cars, and well, Mark, when you got a 3-foot car and a 2-foot size hole, it doesn't go.
Look at this, off the start line, 4 wide with Jeff Gillespie up the inside, no room to go. Great shame there for the Aston air conditioning car there of Lauren Bradford, getting launched between Damien Croston and Rod Lynch. Obviously a fair bit of damage there for Lauren, but the race continues. Out in front, Colin Smith showing Bob McLaughlin, Robert Coutts and Jeff Gillespie. Great start there by Jeff to be right up there.
Yeah, that beautiful turbocharged BMW. Have you seen the turbocharger on that thing, Mark? It looks like it escaped off a Mack truck.
It certainly did. Jeff's done a great job with it, and he's now up there in 3rd spot behind Bob McLaughlin. Colin Smith showing the way here in the MR Automotive Rover. There's a head up through the T-junction down towards the flip-flop on this, the first of 10 laps.
Yeah, McLaughlin, plenty of power in the Commodore, but at the tighter confines here at Morgan Park, finds it a little bit hard to get the power down to the ground. He's a little bit squirrely on the tyres until they get warmed up. Coutts having a good run, though, in the RX-7 Sports Sedan, just sitting in behind Gillespie. But watch the power of this turbo BMW as he gives it to it down the front straight, pedal against the firewall, and, well, just blows past McLaughlin, and that car is not slow in a straight line.
Doesn't that boogie? It looks like a top fuel dragster as he heads down the straight there. He's now right on Colin Smith as they head up here towards the Morgan Park Bridge. Has a bit of a look, very hard to make a move stick there. Now down the outside, who's got the horsepower and the brakes as they head down towards Gumtree Corner? Is it Gillespie on the outside? He's backed it in deep.
Tried to go through the Euro speed BMW, out in the marbles, has to get on the picks to pull it up before he went off into the scenery. But comes back. McLaughlin thought he'd shoot up the inside, but Gillespie gets the line back as they come through Siberia. Coutts watching these three out in front. He may be the benefactor of it coming together very shortly.
This is pretty racy stuff here. The big sports sedans, a couple of V8s, a turbocharged rocket and a rotary, all mixing it up at the front of the field. Great stuff.
Yeah, we just saw Anthony Cox and Marinelli getting it on back there too. The Angler and the Gemini having a bit of a stoush a little bit further back in the field behind Damien Meneguzzo in the Grove BMW. Once again, back onto the front straight. Watch Gillespie use the horsepower in this BMW. Blows past Colin Smith in the Rover. Nothing you can do about it. There's no substitute for horsepower in a straight line, Mark.
Absolutely.